Hi, Ms. Rafferty. This is Heather, and as you know, I conducted some interviews of some special education leaders in our school district about their concerns that they have with the special education program and serving our students with disabilities. So in response to that, one of the biggest issues I saw is that our students are not being accommodated in the classroom, including the general education classroom as well as the special education classroom. This is an issue because if we're not accommodating these students in the general education classroom, then we're not providing them an education in a least restrictive environment, which, as you know, according to the Individual with Disabilities Education Act, providing a student with a least restrictive environment education is one of the keys to IDEA. So I've kind of created a presentation. It's a two-part professional development training, and they're 90 minutes each. It's over 2 days, and it addresses this issue, and the topic of it is differentiating instruction. So now I'm going to go over the agenda that I have for both days of professional development and then kind of show you my PowerPoint as well as some other materials that I'll be using in this professional development training. So the first day, when the participants get there, we'll kind of just go over the topic and the definition of what differentiated instruction is. So this is day one. So we'll spend about 10 minutes in the beginning just kind of going over the definition so that everyone knows exactly what we're discussing and exactly what differentiated instruction is. Then we'll watch a short video on YouTube that kind of discusses just the basics of differentiated instruction and why we need to do it in our classrooms. Following this section, throughout the training, I want to have participants use what I call a KWL chart. And basically, they will be tracking what they already know about this topic, what they want to learn about this topic, and then what they have learned as a result of this training. So the KWL chart will be kind of revisiting at the beginning and end of each day of training. So we'll kind of at the beginning just discuss who's responsible for differentiated instruction, what it should look like in your classroom, what students can benefit from differentiated instruction, which, as you know, is all students. So I think this is such an important training to be done, not only with the regular education teachers, but also the special education teachers, and kind of helping to create that relationship where they're able to work together and help meet all the students' needs in every single classroom. So we'll go over this PowerPoint presentation, and we'll do a lot of think, pair, share, where the participants can go over the information and kind of review it and give their input on it and then share with others so they can all contribute to each other's learning and understanding of this concept. So we'll go through more of the PowerPoint, and then we'll watch another short video that is just kind of a video that I thought would get people excited about differentiated instruction and just gives good ideas on ways to differentiate in the classroom. Then we'll offer a short break to the participants, and the second half of my first day of the training will be a lot of hands-on materials and a lot of activities. It's going to be focused on differentiating instruction for each of the core areas of learning, which is English, math, social studies, and science. So in this first day centers, we'll have 4 centers, and in each of the centers, the participants will be doing things like discussing different ways to differentiate, actually hands-on, like manipulating the different tools. So for example, in the English classroom, they'll actually get a hamburger writing tool and they'll actually practice writing into this graphic organizer so they can understand and feel how it is for their students, and they can get good ideas from themselves and their peers, as well as an expert presenter on ways to differentiate in each of these content areas. So that'll be the centers that we do on the first day. As a wrap-up, after we've done the centers, we'll do our KWL chart again just to kind of review what we've learned that first day. And that first day of differentiated instruction is just based on the content areas and gaining that basic knowledge on how teachers can use this in the classroom. So that will be my first day. My second day of training will be more specific and will involve the teachers actually making different materials and focusing on differentiating for students with disabilities and students who are English language learners, students with attention difficulties, and students who have a problem with the classroom environment itself. So again, we will do the KWL chart, and kind of discuss what we learned the day before. We will also watch a short video which actually shows a teacher in their classroom using differentiated instruction to meet the different students' needs. I think a key to professional development is not only talking about it, but watching someone do it and actually doing it yourself. So we'll watch someone do it through the videos, and then we'll actually do it ourselves through the centers from this day and the first day as well. So we'll discuss more about differentiated instruction for students with special needs, and we will go over a chart that is from TEA that outlines different accommodations that are commonly used with students who have disabilities. So that will be a big part of the second day's PowerPoint. We will also discuss the ways to differentiate for English language learners, because as you know, our school has a large population of English language learners, and I think this is one of the keys to all students being successful, is meeting these students' needs not only in the English classroom clearly, but also in math, science, and social studies as well, since these students struggle with content, vocabulary, and understanding what they're learning in these subjects because they don't have a good command of the English language. We will also discuss, as I said, students with attention difficulties and meeting their needs in the classroom. This will involve a lot of structure and just focusing them on the actual learning in the classroom, as well as how to differentiate the actual classroom environment, because a lot of students simply are not successful in the classroom because they have a hard time focusing and paying attention. So after we've done this short PowerPoint the second day, we will again take another short break, and we will discuss our KWL chart and where our learning is at this point. I think I skipped it. This PowerPoint, after the PowerPoint and we take our short break, we will again go into these centers as we did the first day. This time the centers will be focused on different things. We'll have a center that's focused on meeting students with attention difficulties, meeting their needs, meeting the needs of English language learners in the English classroom, meeting the needs of students in the math classroom, and meeting the needs of the students in special education. So the special education one will be focused a lot on technology and how we can use technology to differentiate in the classroom, specifically for students who have disabilities. The math one will involve a lot of hands-on manipulatives and using those tools to differentiate the instruction in the math classroom, specifically for our younger students who often have a hard time with math abstract, because it's abstract to them, whereas these manipulatives help make it more concrete for them and lead them to a better understanding. The other two centers, as I said, will be focused on students with attention difficulties. This will be a lot of, we'll make folders that can organize these students and discuss ways that we can keep them focused, and we'll also provide them colored overlays to use with their students in their actual classroom. And then the fourth center on the second day will involve differentiating instruction for English language learners, and we will actually be creating a word wall that the teachers can take back to their classroom and use in their actual classroom. So the centers that day will be a lot of hands-on. You'll be making a tool that you can use in your classroom, or receiving tools and learning how to use those tools so that when these teachers go back into their classroom, they're not simply they haven't simply just received the knowledge on how to differentiate, but they actually have tools that they can use to differentiate in their classroom. And the last day will kind of wrap up by explaining why this is so important, because we want all students to succeed, and as a teacher, in order to be successful, all of our students need to be succeeding. So differentiating the instruction is one way to make this happen. And I will also have students, after they've completed their KWL chart and we've discussed everything, I will have them fill out a survey that I can use in order to improve this training for the future when I hopefully am able to do it again. So that is just kind of a summary of my professional development. It's, as I said, it's 2 days and it's 90 minutes, and my focus is really just to get the teachers to understand the concept and to have some tools that they can take back to the classroom and use immediately in order to help their students. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.